I don't know how to start this video, but I feel like it's been a minute since we have done just a traditional trying new makeup video. All of this is high end today, and never fear because I just placed a pretty big Ulta drugstore specific order, which I will be trying out in a video in a few days. So stay tuned if this is not your speed, but you're just watching, but you'd rather the drugstore. That video is coming very soon, and there are some things I'm very excited about. So yeah, let's dive in because there are some really exciting things that I'm excited to try. How many times have I said excited? I've hit the point of pregnancy where I don't feel like more than a cup of coffee. And so now, like, I'm drinking Gatorade. Like, that's the only thing that kind of sounds good to me. And I'm not, like, nauseous. Like, nothing like first trimester, but I don't know. My stomach has just been weird lately. It's like there's a baby in it or something. So I've got a mess. I was kind of looking up each of these products and making sure I understood how they were supposed to be used, because some of these are sort of unique. You'll see what I mean. And I wanted to make sure I was at least going into it firsthand, knowing how it was meant to be used. You know what I mean? So first thing I want to try is we have a whole bunch of these Milk makeup. It's this new launch. It's their bionic line. So they have a bionic bronzer line, bionic blushes, 4 different shades, and then they have these bionic glows. And we're starting with the glow. The shade I am gonna use is Virtual. As you swatch it, it looks pretty glowy, but as you blend it, it really is not like a crazy highlighter. So I figured we could put it all over, and they even mentioned it's a good all over glow, or you can use it as like a targeted highlight, or you could mix it with your foundation, mix it with your moisturizer. There's a lot of products like this on the market. So anyway, I just figured we'd see what it looks like. Definitely has a glow. I mean, there's no doubt about that. I might end up tapping this on at the end of this look too, just to see like if I just tap it in the kind of highlight regions. I feel like it makes my skin look pretty glowy. Also, if it looks like I've been crying, I have been, but from laughter, never fear, because I was watching back footage from a video that's going live, or it's already gone live. And in it, the last half of that video, I'll link the video I'm talking about up there. Pinocchio, who's laying back here now, turned over and just his legs and just undercarriage just out for everyone to see the entire last like 20 minutes of the video. And I don't know why that made me laugh so hard, but I have not laughed that hard in years. Like just tears streaming. Anyway, I literally had to let myself calm down enough for my face to not be quite as red so that I could film right now. So I don't know price-wise yet if this will be worth it. I'll be curious how this looks as we tap it on. I do like the way my skin looks though. I'm curious to see how this foundation is gonna sit on top of it. So the pièce de résistance of this video is this foundation. So there have been 2 new foundation launches I've been asked a lot about, like in DMs and messages and comments. And the 2 of them are the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Foundation and the NARS Light Reflecting Foundation. Both of these launched very, very recently. They're very new, and I think they're kind of different. They're similar in some ways, and we'll get into that. If you want to see the Charlotte Tilbury one applied, I did apply it and talk about this more in depth in a recent vlog. So I'll link that below and up in that eye. But today we're going to use the NARS one, so that way you can see the Charlotte Tilbury one there. We're gonna see the NARS one here today. So this one, I have the shade L2 Mont Blanc. Pretty good shade match for me. Generally across the board in NARS foundations, Mont Blanc is one of the ones that works for me really well. And I've also had really good luck with a lot of NARS foundations. So this one I would describe as thinner than like the Charlotte Tilbury one. It's definitely a thinner formula. It has a nice pump, which is great because there are some NARS foundations, I'm looking at you, oh crap, what's it called? The Sheer Glow that doesn't come with the pump. You have to freaking buy a pump on your own. But it's a thinner formula, but it still has like decent coverage. So as you watch me blend it in, I definitely like blending it in with the sponge, which would be true for me for any foundation. But I remember the first time I used this, because I've been using this off and on for a few weeks, kind of trading back and forth with that Charlotte Tilbury one. I am consistently surprised at how much coverage this thinner formula can have. So I feel like, you know, without, you can see I've got redness, freckles, stuff like that. And with, it definitely allows for, like we've got a glowy primer underneath. It allows for that to shine through, but it really does cover a lot of maybe imperfections or whatever it is you're wanting to cover up. So I've been enjoying it. I feel like it's quick to apply. It's quick to blend. I usually will do 2 layers just because, I don't know, I do 2 layers in most foundations, but I do feel like it looks its best after 2 layers. Same would go for the Charlotte Tilbury. But if you're comparing the two, because these are both, you know, similar price points, they're expensive foundations, so the odds of you wanting to buy both, you know what I mean? I don't know yet if I can pick a favorite. I really don't, because the NARS one I think looks just a little bit more natural on the skin, but still has coverage, so if that's what you're wanting, and it probably is due to the fact that this is such a thin formula, it just looks more natural on the skin up close. But I feel like if you're 2 feet away from me and I'm wearing the NARS one or the Charlotte Tilbury, they both look very similar. So I really don't know that I can pick a favorite. I think perhaps the Charlotte Tilbury one looks like wears a little bit longer, especially on, I almost called them high traffic areas of the face, but you know what I mean? Like areas that you touch a lot, like your nose. For me, that's always gonna be where my makeup wears off first, no matter what. So I feel like the Charlotte Tilbury one maybe lasts a little longer on those high traffic areas of your face. But again, the NARS one looks a little bit more natural. So it's really hard because I really do like the way the Charlotte Tilbury one looks. Another thing that I think clouds my judgment here is that this NARS shade match is so much better for me than the Charlotte Tilbury one that it's really hard. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like no matter what, when I'm wearing the Charlotte Tilbury one, I'm like, I can see that I'm wearing makeup because it just doesn't perfectly match. So I might try shade number 1 of Charlotte Tilbury and maybe buy that and see, because if that is closer, if you are near my skin tone and you've like swatched shade number 1 or you have it, let me know. Do you think it'd be a good match? Because I'm really tempted. But showing you it up close, I just feel like, doesn't that look like nice skin? Sounds like a compliment to me. It's not. I'm telling you, it's the foundation. But I really have been enjoying it, so I'm excited to have finally like shown it to you on camera because it really is a pretty foundation. When I think about this versus the Sheer Glow, for example, they're similar but different. Again, because this one's thinner, it just feels different as it's going on. I'm not totally certain that the look of these is that different though once it's on the skin, so I don't think you'd need both. But if you just wanna try the fresher, you know, formula, I would say try this one because I'm really enjoying it. Okay, I got in the mail a while ago and I'm finally getting to try it. The Sigma and Taylor Wynn Face Trio set. It's 3 brushes. She's curated with them. You guys know I love Taylor. She's like my online buddy. Someday we will meet in person and it will be so glorious and so fun, and she will tell me all the cool places to eat. But I've been wanting to try these. So one preface I want to make is, y'all know I don't really love brushes for like foundation and stuff like that. She does though. And so if you're gonna, like, she would be the go-to person for face brush recommendations in my head. So it makes sense that she's worked with Sigma a lot in the past. These feel like super, not heavy, but you know what I mean? Like they feel nice, like hefty. Really pretty. I like the gold ferrule. These are just pretty brushes. So try not to be biased because y'all know I like her. But I'll try my best. So we have got the dense powder brush. This says apply translucent powder, press powder, or powder foundation. We are gonna be trying a powder here in a little bit. Then the concealer coverage brush. So this says seamlessly apply, oh yeah, baby. Seamlessly apply concealer under the eyes, around the nose, or any area of the face. This is my kind of brush, so this one we're gonna be playing with. And then the third part of the trio is the smooth under eye one, and it precisely sets concealer under the eyes with looser pressed powder. Actually, this might be what we end up using for the powder. Anyway, so really, really pretty. They feel super soft. It's been a while since I bought like new Sigma brushes. So this is making me want to look more at their line because, now I didn't buy this, this was sent to me, but it's making me want to look more at their line because these feel even nicer than I remember. I remember Sigma brushes being nice, but these are like really nice. Okay, so she's saying in like the little card, she designed each of the brushes to fill a void she felt was missing in the current market. I hope they're game changers. That is awesome. So we're gonna do concealer. I'm not trying anything new. I'm using one I love from the drugstore. It's the Catrice True Skin High Cover Concealer. Ooh, I love this stuff. I really do. And I'm excited to use this brush because I love concealer brushes. It's definitely my favorite method of blending them in. And this, she and I tend to like similar concealer brushes, so I have a feeling I'm gonna like this. Let's just try. I wonder if you can get these separately. Now I'm wondering, because like if you just wanted to try this one, I don't know that you can, but not that you might want the whole trio, but this is lovely. I think part of the reason I like brushes like this is that I feel like once I blended the concealer in, whatever's left, I can kind of brush on the eyelid and really even that area out as well. And it's just kind of, I don't know. It's like an all-in-one tool. I can get that whole area looking kind of uniform, and it's fast and it's really soft. I feel like I've definitely used concealer brushes in the past that just don't quite have that softness to it. And so as you're like freaking poking right by your eye, it just doesn't feel good. So this is definitely one of the softer ones I've tried. But yeah, I mean, that blended in super fast. I just got it so dirty so quickly. We will set the under eye here in a little bit, and we'll use one of the other brushes. Lovely, Taylor. 10 out of 10, girl. You did a great job with this. These are super nice. I actually don't have eyeshadow today, so I'm just gonna not really put on eyeshadow. I've been saying a lot lately, I'm just kind of digging the chill look, you know what I mean? But you know what? I might throw on this Smashbox Always On cream shadow because I haven't used it in a bit. It's in rose. It's just a really simple, kind of like taupey rose cream shadow. Do you see that? Taupe's maybe not the right word, but this is like the softest cream shadow. It's so bizarre because it's like matte. I don't know. It's really a unique formula, I have to say. I don't know if in this line they have things other than like these kind of matte shades. I think they do. But this one is so unique to me, you know? And you usually have just a little bit of time to kind of grab a brush and blend the edges out. And that's it. It's such an easy one shadow eye look. Not that you couldn't just achieve this with a powder eyeshadow, but just feels so nice. I feel like it looks so soft on the eyes too. So that is one that I really do enjoy. And I forget to use, you know? Blue Gatorade. Wow. Wow. I tend to like the G2s though, but I mean, I'm enjoying this. It really does feel like I'm drinking a Squeeze-It. I need to throw something in my brows as well. I'm just gonna use the e.l.f. Wow Brow. This is not a full face of new makeup, and I figured I would just cut this stuff out, but I'm like, well, it takes me like 2 seconds to do my brows. We can just chat through it. How you guys doing? Can you believe February's gonna be over soon? It just started. It's so weird, like, February is obviously a shorter month, but it definitely feels like it's shorter than it's ever been. I have the song, yeah, we're gonna pop, 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 pop to the top. You know, man. What is that from? And why is that stuck in my head? Somebody please tell me, and somebody please send help. So I'm gonna tightline really quickly because we're gonna use a new liquid liner. And if you've ever been curious about why I always tight line my eyes before I would go in with the liquid liner, really the main reason is with a liquid liner, I can't get as close to my eyes, like especially like on the waterline, as I can with like a pencil liner. And so I typically do that first because it's easier to do before you go in with liquid liner. And you can really just darken that area at the base. So then when you're going in and drawing on maybe a thicker line with the liquid eyeliner, it's just a little easier. You've already got a base to work with. I started doing that. Do you guys remember the days when I used to do triple eyeliner? I would do pencil, then gel. This is so overkill. I don't think I realized. I knew it was overkill at the time, but I was like, this is just the way I do it. So yeah, I would do pencil liner, then I would go in with like a gel cream liner because that stuff does not budge. Best one, the Maybelline Eye Studio one is so good, but the L'Oreal one is really good too. Anyway, I would go in with that to like thicken and blacken the line. Then I would go in with the liquid liner to do like finishing touches. That's insane. But you know what? My liner looked pretty good. And at least I thought so at the time. And it did not budge. I will say that, but that is a lot of work. So the new liner we're gonna try is from NARS. This is their Climax liquid liner. It's in explicit black. Oh, I don't know if I'm gonna like this. Oh, it's black though. Look at the brush. I don't know if it's meant to be like this or if it's just kind of happened because I have had it for a minute. I just hadn't opened it. I might hate this because I feel like it's gonna give me like a two-pronged eye look. Do you see that? It could be really handy if that's what you're wanting to do, like a double wing type of thing, but that's not what I'm wanting to do. Okay, first noticing's super black. Super-de-duper black, which I'm loving. But it's just this brush. I don't think it's meant to be this way. Okay, so my toddler is with her Nana. And she said, Genevieve wants to watch something on Disney Plus called The Real Weinsteins. Do you know what she means? She wants to watch Little Einsteins. I love, Gigi is at such a cute age where she doesn't say anything right and it is adorable. And you need to correct her eventually, but it's like, oh, you don't want to because it's so cute, you know? Anyways, I have a feeling this is not the way this is meant to be. I'm trying to push it together with like my washcloth here. Okay, this is better. I'm kind of literally squeezing it together. I think if I didn't have this issue, and maybe it's just mine, I would really like this because this is super black. It's gliding on, but it's not doing that spread thing. You know what I mean? Even if this weren't spreading out and it's already going back into the two prongs, It still is a thicker brush, so it's not gonna be something you're gonna want for like really, really precise work if that's what you're looking for. I'll link a favorite of mine below because this is not it. But I do like it, so I know I'll use this and use it up. I don't know that I'd buy it again, but please let me know if you have this. Do you have the same problem with the brush or not? I would be curious to know. So now that the Wow Brow has dried, I wanted to try the Charlotte Tilbury Brow Fix Clear Brow Gel. I saw this TikTok of, it was like a toddler, ow. It was like a toddler who was bending over to pick something up and was going, ugh. And the caption was, I think it was a parent, was just like, my toddler's making the sounds I make when I bend over to pick something up, and that just made me laugh. Anyway, really pretty, I mean, simple packaging, but the pretty like rose gold Charlotte Tilbury I feel like always uses. I love Clear Brow Gel. It's one of the products I always reach for because I do think it makes a difference in just keeping your brows in place, even if you don't have the most unruly brows. I always talk about how I feel like I change randomly throughout the day, and actually what it is when I am done working for the day and we get home and we're like, all right, we're gonna make dinner, we're like chilling, whatever. Tyler and I both go get changed into what we call our comfy clothes. And so I'm changed into that, and I like every time I change my shirt, my brow's just like, unless I have a clear brow gel on it. So it's an important thing to me. So that felt very similar to like the Anastasia. We'll see when it dries if it like actually holds it in place. I don't mind if a clear brow gel feels like hairspray on my brows because I don't want them to move. So, and I'm not touching them all the time. So I don't really care if they feel soft or not, you know? So we're gonna see about this one, but it was super easy to apply, and I appreciate that it didn't like, you know, some of them will just like have so much liquid that your brows look wet, or they're thicker so there's just like glue. This didn't do either of those things, so that is nice too. By the way, if you need a lip balm that's not boring like my Aquaphor that I love, and I know I recommend it, but I know it's not an exciting lip balm to have in your purse, one that I really enjoy that's kind of, it's a thicker one, it's the Lanolips 101 ointment, and this is their strawberry. It's very enjoyable and it smells amazing. So let's dive into some of these. Oh, well, let's do liner, right? No, mascara. Ooh, this is the Ilia Fullest Volumizing Mascara. I have a small one. I honest to goodness cannot remember if I bought it or if it was like a sample. You know what I mean? Because it is just a small one, but I tried a sample of another Ilia mascara and I really liked it. So I was like kind of interested to try more from the brand when it comes to mascara. I feel like it's already taking my lashes and clumping them into tiny little bits of lash. So I only have like 6 really thin lashes. We'll see, we'll do a second coat once that dries a bit. And you know, with mascaras, the first time you ever apply it, usually, unless it's a super dry formula, I do feel like it takes a week or two to kind of dry out enough to be at its full potential, you know. I've gotten questions about being pregnant. I haven't been using the Grande Lash Serum and Brow Serum and stuff. And yes, I've noticed a difference. Just when I think I'm gonna pick up my phone because I'm like, it doesn't seem like it's spam, like I better pick it up. It's always spam. Anyways, what was I even saying? I really don't know, you guys. What was I talking about? All right, so it's looking a little better on that second coat. I'm not like dying for this. Like it's not, I don't think it looks bad though. I'll keep trying it. I mean, I'm not gonna not use it, and it's certainly better than some I've tried recently, but I'm not totally sold. Also, we probably should have set my under eye. So I might put on a third layer of that mascara, but I wanted to try this. This is the NARS Translucent Crystal Light Reflecting Setting Powder Pressed. This is new, I think, but I feel like they also used to have this. So, oh, it feels so weird. Why does it feel like that? It feels so weird. It feels like a chalkboard. Like I'm sorry for everyone that just got the chills. All right, we're gonna try the brush. This is that smooth under eye brush from the Taylor Wynn one. Maybe it's good that I can get kind of a dense brush in. Now this you can use anywhere, but I really wanted to use it on the under eye because I liked that it was like light reflecting. Without, I mean, it definitely like flattened things out a bit. I have to, in a good way, but I'm like really getting in there. And this really is a good brush for this because it's just the right shape. And if you just want to press it in, I mean, my gosh. Because another thing that will drive me nuts is if I have already done, and it depends on the order you do your makeup, I guess, but if I've already done my liner mascara and I'm like, crap, I want to set my under eye, I'll use maybe a brush that's a little fluffier, right? And a lot of times that will fluff the powder up onto my liner and in my mascara. That's not what I want. So it's kind of nice with this, you're really like pressing that in. That actually looks pretty good. We might use a little bit more on our T-zone in a minute, but we're gonna use some cream products, so I didn't want to get too carried away. But I never would have picked this brush on my own for that purpose, but it really is genius. Like that was really, really fast and really just cool. Like I don't know, I've never thought about that. All right, so let's try the bronzer. This is the Milk Bionic Bronzer. There are 2 shades and I'm gonna use the shade Time Travel and just kind of blend it in with your fingers, right? Ooh, this might be too much. This might be a bad idea too, but we're gonna see. Oh, actually. Excuse me? That looks really nice. What the heck? What do you guys think? Why does it look so smooth? I just feel like I've tried so many cream bronzers, not as many liquid bronzers, but I feel like I've tried so many cream bronzers as of late that some are really good and some really aren't. And so I always look at any kind of bronzer launch with the side eye until I try it. And I thought this would be like one that either was hard to blend in or was too creamy and emollient that it just blended away, but I feel like that looks so natural, and I did not expect it to blend so easily with my finger, I have to say. And I don't feel like it's like disrupting the makeup underneath as much as I expected it to either. Like that NARS foundation's really setting in place and not really moving. I'm so excited, can you tell? Talk about like if you were traveling or whatever, or you just don't want to mess with brushes. I can't believe how easy this is being. Like I usually would like dot it on, grab a brush and blend it in that way, but that was just about as easy, and I feel like everything looks just a little defined. It looks really nice. I have to put my foot in my mouth even though I never said it, but I thought like I'm probably not gonna like this, and I really like the way that looks, and I feel like it looks so natural for a bronzer. Cool. Okay, cool. So we've got the Bionic blush as well. So there are 4 shades. The one I'm gonna use is more peachy. This is Teleport. These definitely have a lot of pigment to them, and if you look at the swatches, they definitely have some color to them. So we're just gonna kind of, I can't express to you how tiny of an amount that just was. But see, I feel like it's blending in nicely. This seems to have a little bit more of a translucent base than like the Rare Beauty ones that I love, the liquid ones. Those, when I say a little bit goes a long way, I mean, like you could put the tiniest amount you could think and it would still be too much. But it's beautiful, but you really have to like learn how to use it. This, I feel like you have a little bit more grace, like a little bit more time, a little bit does go a long way, but you can, it really does blend out. So I feel like the base of this is just a little bit more translucent. I don't know how to describe that, but this is definitely like the lightest shade of them. And it's still not super light, but if you have a skin tone near mine, this is definitely the lightest of them all. But all of them blend in pretty nicely. So you can kind of build them up how you want or like put less on. I feel like that looks nice. So out of the 2, this is really nice, but there's a lot like this on the market, right? That are super blendable, really nice. But I have not tried many bronzers like this one. So if I were already like looking at the 2 and thinking, I'm only gonna buy one, I think I'd go for the bronzer. And I did not think I would say that when I sat down. I was like, I'm certainly gonna like, and I do like the blushes, but the bronzers just swept me off my feet, baby. For lip, oh, no. I did want to use this same NARS powder. That's what I was saying. Guys, what I was saying was, I feel like this product has existed before. Like I know they had a translucent crystal powder. Maybe it was different or it was a slightly different name, but I know this existed long ago because I remember wanting it a long time ago and never getting it. Anyway, it did say though in the instructions that whatever this weird consistency is, it says get a brush and really like get that first layer going. So we've got some on there. I'm just gonna do it on my T-zone there. It says this is supposed to blur pores and like really still let the light bounce off it, but still powder it. You know what I mean? Still kind of soak up some oil, if you will. That was definitely, I feel like my forehead does look better than it did. It definitely soaked up some oil, but I have like little, you know, like little incoming wrinkles and things like that there. And I definitely feel like it blurred it. Why was I so skeptical of like everything going into this? I really was, but I'm quite impressed with a lot. So before we put on the lip, this is another thing I've been dying to try, and the reviews on this are crazy. Like if you look into it, people freaking love this stuff. So it's the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. Ooh, it's a good mister. This is, I think, a smaller. I think they sell bigger sizes too. But before I spray, it says primes and sets for up to 16 hours, lock in your look. And it was even saying like it's supposed to like blur the face. You know all the claims for these kinds of things, you know? That is a nice mister. One of the nicest I've ever tried. very even, but still like actually getting product on you, you know? I don't regularly use like a setting spray. And so I'm always curious, like when people just love one, like what is it about it that makes you actually want to use it every day? For me, I have been using powder more often, really because it's quick. Like powder foundation, to just be able to throw that on top of sunscreen is so fast and I still get the coverage I want, but sometimes it can still have that powdery look, right? And so if I actually found a setting spray I felt like took that powdery look away and like made it last longer, I would use it. But MAC Fix Plus is still like the one my go-to, but I just don't reach for it all the time. But this, I definitely feel like it brought a little bit more of the hydration back into my face. Not in a bad way, but I feel like I can still see that the powder is like working. I don't know. What difference did you notice? I like the way my skin still looks, so that's good. Sometimes you go in with a spray like this and you're like, well, that was a mistake. Now my face is a grease ball. All right, so for lips, I wanted to try this. This has crazy reviews too. It's the Rare Beauty Stay Vulnerable Glossy Lip Balm. This is in Nearly Mauve. So it's really like a glossy balm. It's not super, you know, pigmented. It's definitely more translucent, but it feels like slick, like oily in a good way. Let's just see. This might be the year of mauve lips for me. Like I've just been so drawn to this color, especially because my lips already have kind of this tone, but I feel like it can be such a pretty color. All right, so it's not sticky at all. It definitely just feels balmy. I feel like there's a lot of products like this on the market, but this one feels really good. And again, I don't feel like this is something that I need a mirror for. And yeah, there's a little transfer because there's a little bit of color, but nothing crazy. I feel like I could just be in the car, put the car in park, about to get out and just slap this on and feel a lot more put together, and it looks pretty. What a day, baby. Let me try to think through. Okay, we tried a lot of stuff. What would I say after just trying this? Again, most of this is for the very first time. What would I say out of these are the things you should probably, if you have a need for it, I would maybe recommend already, right? I already know I like this foundation a lot. If you are in need of a new foundation, I really think if you're a medium coverage person, you like a slight amount of glow, but nothing crazy. Like this is not, I would not consider this a glowy foundation, but it definitely is not a matte foundation. So it's kind of more satin, leaning more hydrating looking. I think you'd like this. I really have been enjoying it. So that is one I would definitely, I know I recommend. Hey, the brows feel pretty good. They feel like they're not really gonna go anywhere. This feels very similar to the Anastasia. So again, price-wise, the Anastasia one's probably cheaper than this, so it's not like I found a cheaper dupe. But it feels very similar, which is great because I am almost out of the Anastasia one, so this is gonna replace it for now. So I do like that. Definitely, if you are in need of new brushes, I only tried these two. I really enjoyed it. I do, like I said, use powder foundation a lot, so I have a feeling this will get a lot of use for that. I also think this would be awesome. I've been using a denser brush like this for powder bronzer, and it looks so good when you really accurately place it, and then you can still use this to blend it in. So that's probably how I'll use this. So definitely enjoyed this. They feel really high quality, so I would recommend that. And then I'm not totally sold on the Milk Glow product, the highlighter one. I mean, I think it made my skin look nice, but I don't think it's anything mind-blowing. And I like the blush and I like the bronzer, but I think out of these three, the bronzer is my favorite. This lip product is super comfy, you guys, I have to say. And Rare Beauty, price-wise, is a little more in that medium range where it's around $20-ish, $18, $20. Versus a lot of glosses like from NARS and brands like that are more like 30, 35, 40. They just start creeping on up there. So it's a little more mid-range, but this is super comfy. Like if you just need an everyday glossy balm, I would look at this range because I think you'll really enjoy it. And then you already know I wasn't a fan of, I like the formula, but the brush is weird on the NARS Climax Liquid Liner. And these two products, the Charlotte Tilbury Setting Spray and the NARS Powder, I really enjoyed, but these are gonna be the kind of thing that I feel like time will tell. Like as I use it more and more, I actually think they do look good together. Like I feel like my skin doesn't look too greasy, but it looks youthful. It looks slightly dewy, but like controlled. And I feel like these two together, that might be the magic of it. I don't know, time will tell. Is that everything I tried that was new? I think it is. I'm sure I forgot something, but that was fun. Oh my gosh. Do you ever go through hills and valleys with things you love in life? Like for me, I feel like the past few weeks I've been like, kind of like I'm tired of makeup. Like every time I'd sit down to do my makeup, I'm like, I just want to get it over with. Like I'd just be trying to do it quickly because there's a lot going on in our life. And if you want to hear more about what's been going on, I'll link the coffee chat where I dig into that because we're not getting into that here. But I feel like I'm finally getting back into that stride of, no, this is fun. Like it's, you know what I mean? So it's just one of those things. So, all right. I love you guys. Thank you for watching. If you want to catch my upcoming drugstore version of this video, that is coming very, very soon. Once I get that order in the mail, there's some freaking cool new stuff that launched at the drugstore. Like, man, so stuff I haven't really heard a lot of people talking about either. So very excited to do that video too. But I love you guys, as I said, and I hope that you'll subscribe if this is your first video of mine, or maybe you've watched a few of mine and you're still thinking about it. I hope you'll subscribe. It just means that you will get to see when I post new videos. They'll be in your subscription feed. And a lot of times the YouTube algorithm will start recommending channels like mine. If you're subscribed to mine, it will recommend similar channels that other people that watch mine also watch, which is nice because if you're looking for new YouTubers, that's another way to find some new ones that are similar if you like it. All right, I love you guys. I've said I love you 5 times. Do you get it? Okay, bye.